We put student learning at the center of everything we do. We know a lot about student lives, but when it comes to developing new products, we don't assume anything. We get out of the office and go on to campus. We work with students to develop new ideas, continuously experimenting and improving on them.
We start a design sprint by spending time with our customers. Students and instructors, we just get on campus, go to the classroom, find out where they study. We do this a lot, and we're really trying to get as many interviews and observations as we can. We ask them to think about what they're thinking and feeling while using our products.
Through all this, I'm thinking about this specific case, and so that might affect like how I would answer it.
If they value an aspect of the design, we always want to ask why.
I think that could actually be really helpful, because even if people strongly believe in their answer and it's not the same as mine, I can definitely see a different perspective of why they chose that answer versus just looking through every single comment.
And when we get new insights into student thinking like this, it really helps us design a better overall experience.
It would be helpful in determining if I made not necessarily a correct evaluation, but just to kind of see, am I way off what everyone else did? Am I somewhere in the middle? It kind of gives you a perspective on your responsiveness.
We ask a lot of questions, but just as importantly, we watch and we listen. This gives us a lot of insight in how to support student learning.
Everything we do in the field feeds into the design sprint. We create personas, which are archetypes of the end user. We document the daily life of our personas. When do they study? Where do they study? What are their pain points? They help us focus as a team on who the end user is for a particular product. Then we create story maps that document step by step what our persona is trying to accomplish. This helps us visualize the end-to-end flow of the product.
Then we do quick prototypes, small experiments digitally or on paper to test our assumptions. We put our prototypes in front of students to make sure our ideas are solving the right problems.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice if maybe you had this page and then maybe it would open up like different windows and you could maybe like go between them.
We adjust the prototype based on what we learn from students, and then we keep experimenting and keep refining until we get the product idea right.
Each time we learn more, but we don't stop there, we keep testing it.
We see how students really interact with the product and what really matters to them.
And we improve the product as a result. We do this because it's fast and gets to the core of the issue. What works best for students?
And all this happens in days and not months. And because students participate at every step along the way, we know we're building the right product.
Because if you're just sitting and reading a textbook all the time, it's not necessarily as engaging as if you have to sit down and think about, how this could apply to a real person. You get to play the psychologist and decide what's going to happen to this person. I think it's a good title.
By including students in the process, we can create the best product. And that's the centerpiece of the design sprint.